Welcome to episode 8 of our Galatasaray rebuild. We're about to start season 2, so in this episode we'll go through the summer transfer business that we've done. We've got the Super Cup to begin with against Konyaspor, and then the league season obviously kicks off, and we've got a Champions League playoff, which hopefully will see us in the group stage of the Champions League for the season. So without further ado, let's get started. So we've had a pretty busy summer in terms of recruitment and outgoings. There's a few things we needed to do just with the registration, restrictions around foreign players and players over the age of 23. So in terms of incomings, the first incoming was Bunyamin Balci, can play all the way down the right hand side at a push and can also cover in centre midfield. Also a non-foreign player, so doesn't impact on the registration. We also splashed big on a goalkeeper, so we picked up Ugurkan Kakir from Trabzonspor, probably the best Turkish goalkeeper that we could find, and also again has the impact, has the benefit of not being a foreign player against the registration, and also Muslera's 37. He's got 1 year left on his deal, so we are going to move Muslera to be in the backup and Kakir will start. We also splashed a bit of cash on Lorenzo Luca because we were a bit light in terms of centre forwards. We've lost a couple of the ones from last season, which we'll get to in a second. But also we're needing to compete in the Champions League as well, so it was important to get a bit of quality up there. Because of the signings we've made in terms of there's less of a impact for the foreign players. We've got less foreign players in the squad. Also, Marcao has taken up Turkish citizenship, so he no longer counts as a foreign player, which is a big help. So we shouldn't have the same issues that we had last season in terms of all our foreign players were really at the back and in midfield. We couldn't fit any of the players in at the top end of the pitch. And then in terms of we completed we'd already done the deal for Dervis Loglu. Obviously, that went through in the summer. Who was on loan with us last season, who can play all the front three. And we also picked up a young midfielder, Mustafa Erdelman, just one for the future. Also, hopefully, to help us out with the registration in a couple of years' time as well. In terms of the only other incoming was we extended the loan of Gavi, so we've got him for the rest of the season. Obviously, he blossomed as the season went on, and hopefully will continue with his development and continue his partnership in midfield with Fagioli and Echecaldo, and hopefully they can be a big impact for us in the Champions League as well as in the league. And then in terms of the outgoings, we've sent a lot of players out on loan who weren't going to be involved in the squad, and by Dianya, who was already signed before we took over for last season, did well when he came in, but given his age and the foreign player, and given that he was earning 20 grand a week more than what we're paying Lorenzo Luca, we're happy just to let him go. A couple of players out on loan that weren't going to be involved. Emre Kilnic only played, I think, 3 games for us last season, so he's gone to Alanyaspor for 3 million. Jesper Karlsson, we've taken a big hit on that. I think we signed him for a deal worth up to 10 million. Just didn't hit the ground running at all. He was the biggest one impacted by the foreign restrictions in the squad last season. But given how unhappy he was, we just needed to move him out. And then we moved a couple of the younger players out who weren't going to make it in the first team squad, just to get a bit more space in the squad, a bit more cash in. And that's where we're at. And we're right up at the beginning of the season. So we'll be back in a second with the Super Cup against Konyaspor. We're going into the first game of the season, the Turkish Super Cup. We're playing what is probably, what looks at the start of the season to be our first choice team. And obviously the first few games may shape that. But we'll get into it and just see. See what happens. So, got a few players making their debut. In fact, maybe it's 2, the goalkeeper and Lorenzo Luca. Obviously, we beat Konyaspor at the end of the season in the Turkish Cup final. That was a fairly comfortable win, so it'll be a bit of a marker to see how we're doing at the start of this season. See how the players have come back from the break. We don't seem to be doing an awful lot so far. Right, now can we find lovely ball to Kerem? What a goal. What a finish that was. What we have done is we've changed. Last season we were playing with a false nine, with Dervisoglu playing up front as a false nine. We've changed that to play Luca through the middle as an advanced forward. So just wonder whether that'll have an impact in terms of getting in the way of some of the midfield runners that were getting past Dervisoglu last season. But we've certainly got. I'm expecting to see that quite a lot this season. Crosses going into the box and Luca winning them. Hopefully, he's a bit more accurate with the header than he was there. But, I mean, we've controlled the game. We got the first goal. We could have had another one, but other than that, we've not. The chances can't have been that good because we've not seen that many of them. But everything looks okay so far. Let's just see if there's anything. Is there anyone that needs to come off? It's not an important game. I'll maybe stick Turkish off and stick Dervisoglu wide left. And we'll go with that. In fact, how many subs do we get to make in this? Alright, so we've got another 2 to make at some point. Oh. I had visions of that being a penalty since there's a tackle made in the box. Well, our defending was all over the place and somehow that didn't go in. I mean, if that gets disallowed, we've had a massive let off there. Because where I mean, the keeper was nowhere near it. Okay, so I think we might need to make a few tired bodies out there. We'll see how this attack goes and then we'll maybe make some changes. Oh, lovely header at the near post by Lorenzo Luca there to open his account for the club. Right, so Gavi's going to come off because he's struggling, and we'll stick the new boy on. And what I'm going to do is bring Unisac on for Aktakoglu. And hope that the other players that are a bit tired can last out the game. I mean, I feel that we can probably see this quite a lot this season. For the wing backs bombing on, getting crosses in from the byline, and Lorenzo Luca heading home. Hopefully, that's going to be quite a good combination on both sides. Oh, a lovely little ball through there. Now we've just got to not get caught on the break. And again. Oh, a lovely little ball through. That was either a really good tackle or Unisac Gun just completely lost control of that. Oh, Lucas through, little dink. What a goal. Making this look a lot more comfortable than it actually has been. Now, can he score a hat-trick on his debut? I mean, it is only the Super Cup, but that looked like a massive, massive dive. There. And Lucas slots it away for his hat-trick. And again, 4-1 is a hell of a lot more, looks a hell of a lot more comfortable than this game's been. Right. Right, as long as we just keep control of it, don't do anything stupid. Like that. But luckily they've not got anyone far enough forward. Oh, I probably, from the camera angle, probably looked a lot closer than it actually was. Lucas flick on to Arnholt, Van Arnholt. He just needs to get a cross in. So Van Arnholt in the last year of his contract, given his age, we're probably not going to renew that, or certainly not for anywhere near what he's getting paid at the moment. So we're probably in the market for a left back for the end of next season, for the end of this season. But he's not doing anything. Oh, that was a ferocious finish considering he's been given offside. Oh. No, it looked like he was well onside actually, but he absolutely smashed it home from right in front of the goalkeeper. Yeah, going back to Van Aanholt, he's not done anything in this game to suggest that we should. I mean, he's dropped to 7.2, but he's given the ball away a hell of a lot. We're going to add another one before the full-time whistle. No, they are. Well, I'm not quite sure how we managed to get the head on the ball there when there was three of our defenders within about 3 yards of each other by the looks of it. Well, in the end, we've run out 5-2 winners. It looks comfortable. There was a spell where it wasn't particularly comfortable. We were giving the ball away a lot. Just they couldn't really counter. Our goalkeeper went on absolute walkabout for their first goal. But, for setting a marker down for the rest of the season, 5-2 win a trophy. New centre forward scores 3 on his debut. Don't think we can probably ask for for much more than that. And we will be back shortly for probably the second leg of the Champions League playoff. We're back for the second leg of the Champions League playoff. We were drawn against Young Boys. We won the first leg 3-0, thanks to a brace from Fegoli and a goal from Lorenzo Luca. Following on from the Super Cup, we won the first game of the season 3-0, no dramas, nice and straightforward. Second game of the season, we 1-0 up at half-time, made some changes, made all the changes we could make. Alpazanos went down injured in the second half, so we ended up with, late on in the second half, so we ended up with one centre-half. And then we managed to concede 3 goals in the last 3 minutes and injury time to lose 3-1. So not a great start. Obviously, we bounced back with the game against Young Boys in the Champions League playoff. And then we also beat Kasimpasa at the weekend fairly comfortably as well. And now we're just going into the second leg. We've made a couple of changes just to rotate the squad through. So Muslera is getting a first start of the season, and Belch is getting a start at right back, just because Sasha Bowie, last season he played nearly every game, or certainly all the big games. So it's just a case of rotating players around, just use the squad that we've got. And hopefully we can just build on that. Like, we shouldn't be in any difficulty. We won the first leg 3-0, so hopefully this will be a nice, easy canter into the group stage of the Champions League. So not an awful lot's happening early on. Still no decent chances, no highlights so far. Lots of bookings though. I mean, we've picked up 3, they've picked up 1. I think we got lucky there. We're sloppy defending from the free kick, no one anywhere near the loose ball, and just a good job they hit the bar rather than hitting the actual target. Right, I think we might need a few changes at half-time just to try and bit of fresh legs up the top end of the pitch and see if we can do something up that end. That's not a good save, but far too easy getting from back to front for them there. I mean, you would have thought we were the away team the way we've kind of defended her. Right, I think I'm going to take Aktakoglu off and stick on Akgun. And I'll bring on Sasha Bowie right back just to see if that kind of shows up a bit and get, because Sasha Bowie provides a lot of our assists from the right. But Van Aanholt's struggling by the looks of it. We are definitely not playing very well. Lorenzo Luca wins another header in the air, but misses the target. I mean, I think we're probably going to have to take Turkish off. Although Van Aanholt's carrying an injury, he looks fitter than Turkish does. How have we not scored? How did we not score there? Right. We've only got one change to play with, so... Swap them two around. Play Yildirim from the right, because that's where he's played well. That's where he played well when he came into the team last season. I mean, 24 shots, 8 on target. Apart from those couple that were blocked in that other attack, we've not really actually looked like we've troubled them too much. I mean, I have to say, given the performance, I'm very thankful we won the first leg 3-0, because this would be a lot more nervy had we not. Had it been 0-0 after the first leg, I think I would have been tearing my hair out. We've kind of stumbled our way into the group stage of the Champions League there, I think. Not good enough at all. I mean, based on that, I mean, you know what? At least we've made it to the group stage. A bruised knee. So okay. So we made 12 million from making the group stage. And we'll just have a look at the draw once it pops up. Right, so we're in the third seed. So, I mean, you've probably got to be looking at wanting Leicester or Benfica from that pot. I don't like anyone in that pot for us. And then pot 4. I mean, really, I would fancy ourselves against any of those in pot 4. But there's a couple in pot 1 I'd probably like. But pot 2, that is a horrible pot. So I think based on the pot 1 teams, we probably want C, E, or F. Yeah, I think whichever group we're going to get is going to be a tough one now. Liverpool and Juventus. I mean, the board only wanted to get to the group stage of the Champions League, so there's not going to be too much crazy pressure on it. But yeah, that's a pretty tough group. We might actually be struggling to finish third and get into the Europa League with that one. I mean, I would like to think we can beat Lille. Liverpool and Juventus are going to be tough, though. But join us next time. And in the next episode, we'll be getting that campaign underway. Who do we start with? So we're going to start with Liverpool at home. It's not great that it's before a big game against Trabzonspor in the league, although it's Tuesday, Sunday, so it's not too bad. When we finish up with Liverpool away, I really hope we don't have to go to Anfield with anything riding on the game. But like I say, join us next time, and we've got a couple of big league games there. The Trabzonspor one and the Fenerbahce one, and obviously the Champions League campaign will start as well.